What is up, guys? Welcome back to another awesome video. As you can see here, we're inside a 180,000 gallon pond. We're here at American Paddlefish Co with Dr. Stephen Mims to get some brand new paddlefish for my 8,000 gallon monster fish pond. For those of you all who don't know Steve here, he is a world-renowned paddlefish expert, and that is why we are here today. Not only to get some fish, but learn a bunch about the species, as paddlefish are not doing so great in the wild. But Dr. Mims, over the last 40 years, has been one of the only people in the entire country to be able to successfully spawn them. So let's see if we can learn some stuff today and get some fish.
About a month ago, we added about 1,500 paddlefish that were about 3 inches or so. And so you'll see how much they've grown in that time period.
And the breeders that you use to spawn, how big are those fish normally?
Yeah, the ones that we used this year were right at about 55, 60 pounds, the females. Males are smaller, they were around 30 to 35 pounds. The biggest one I ever caught was 95 pounds, and that was still a monster. Well, we found here in Kentucky it take a minimum of 9 years, typically 9 to 11 years before the females would produce eggs.
So basically what Steve is saying is that he is one of the most patient people on the entire planet. Imagine waiting 10 years, guys, to be able to spawn those fish. Is it normal for this thing to be bubbling up like this?
Yeah, there's some sediment in here that's been here, 2 or 3 inches coming in off my water supply that kind of builds up over time.
Fingers crossed that there's a lot of fish in here. Dr. Mims works so hard to try to spawn these fish, and it's not always guaranteed. Sometimes you can throw thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of eggs in a tank just like this, and if you don't know what you're doing, you could end up with absolutely no fish.
We maybe have 70% of them. We didn't do the entire tank, but we got a lot. Chase was saying there's a bag on this seine, and that's where we want the fish to end up. It's the deepest part of the net, and that's where they should congregate as we're pulling the net in.
So before you see these paddlefish, what other fish do you sell here, Steve?
So I sell largemouth bass, bluegill, some catfish, koi. Those are the main fish that we try to have here to stock ponds with.
And you're one of the only farms in the entire country that has paddlefish, right?
Yes.
There's one right there. Holy smokes.
I can feel them all the way down.
That is a lot of baby
I
paddlefish.
can feel them all. See, look at them.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
several hundred in here at least.
I'd say it's a pretty good spawn if you ask me.
These are considered our larger ones. They're about 12 inches from top of the paddle down to the top of the tail. Those are good if you have some larger fish like bass or catfish. But if you have like koi, then you can go with the smaller fish. And we have different sizes like that that are smaller.
Look at how crazy these fish are, guys. And then also once we get out of here, we're kind of moving quickly right now because Steve doesn't want these fish to die. But in a tank just over there, he has some smaller ones. He's gonna kind of show you all a little bit more in depth of what a paddlefish is, what it looks like, and why he loves them so much. There's so many fish. I've never seen this many paddlefish in my life, guys. You all make sure to reach out to Dr. Mims if you're looking to have your very own paddlefish. These guys are so cool.
There you can see them.
Oh my goodness, Steve.
Yep.
So these guys will do good in my 8,000 gallon aquarium, right?
That'd be great. And I'm hoping we see some pretty good growth on them in a short time period. Let's head up here. We'll show you some more fish. We'll take these larger fish up there and let them go so you can see them better. Yeah. So you can see it's right about almost 13 inches total from the tip of the paddle to the tip of the tail. Let's show you a small one. This is about 5-6 inches, and it's at this size. They can filter feed. Their gill rakers, which you can't see in here, are long enough to be able to filter the water and remove zooplankton. So they do filter feeding almost their entire life. And so you can see a size difference there. This is back in the late 80s. We depended totally on zooplankton for their food source. And as feed companies developed, they started producing smaller and smaller pellets that could float. And it was in about the mid-90s to 2000, we started being able to use a floating pellet in order to feed the fish, which then really accelerated their growth and survival increased greatly. You can see the back fin, which is the caudal fin, is longer at the top and shorter at the bottom, just like a shark. Matter of fact, at one time, about in the 1700s, when they first found this fish in the river, they called it a freshwater shark. So you want to bag them and like put 5, you want 10 or more?
I think 10's a good number to start with, and we'll kind of see how they look in there.
Okay.
And then as time goes on, we'll maybe add more.
Okay.
Look at the belly on that bad boy.
I know. See what I do then. You saw me do that, but see, I squeeze the crap out of them before I ship them. That way that their intestines are clean and they won't produce very much ammonia in the bag as they're being shipped.
I'm gonna go ahead and select the smallest fish I can possible. That way we can watch them grow up for the longest time, because these fish will eventually outgrow that tank. Like, this guy is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably like a 6-inch paddlefish.
Mm-hmm. These are all about the same size, I think.
And it's crazy, these are all born the exact same spawn from the same parents, but they're like a fraction of the size. Oh, that one's absolutely perfect. Look at how cute this little baby paddlefish is.
If you were to find these fish out in nature, usually they're found in the river where it's muddy, and so they're really light gray when you catch them. In a tank like this where the water's clear, the sunlight is shining on them, they turn jet black. And usually that's what you'll find in your koi pond or other garden pond where your water's clear. You'll see a very black looking paddlefish.
Which in my opinion makes them look even cooler the darker they are. I just cannot get over how awesome these fish are. Here's the last one. I think I caught the smallest fish in this tank. Check out this baby paddlefish. This guy's probably only 4 inches long. Man, I cannot wait to see the growth rate on these fish in the 8,000 gallon aquarium. If everything goes according to plan, we should be able to have the paddlefish in there for at least 6 months minimum. But every week, guys, I'm gonna do updates on their size, their growth. You are not gonna miss this. I've never seen paddlefish before kept in a private aquarium. I'm sure it's been done somewhere before, but I want to document myself and see what this journey looks like, as well as have Dr. Mims along the way to help us, guide us, and just help keep these fish healthy.
So this is the way we pack the fish. We're gonna ship them, or somebody's gonna take them home. Put about 2.5 gallons of water in there and put the fish in, and then we add oxygen to fill up the bag and tie it shut with some rubber bands. There you go.
I'm not gonna film in the secret room, but Steve brought us out some food to hopefully get these guys going.
Yeah. So when they're 3.5 inches, that's when they can first start taking the smallest pellet that's available on the market that floats. It's a 1/16 or a 1.5 millimeter. And this is a really good feed from Rangan. Also, Cargill makes a good 1/16 or a 1.5 millimeter, and it floats very well. This is a complete diet. It has all the vitamins, minerals that they would need. The interesting thing about paddlefish is they produce their own vitamin C. Most fish can't do that, but by their liver function, they can produce their own vitamin C.
So go ahead and start them on this smaller food here, and then as they get bigger, guys, we're gonna go and feed them this bigger pellet. And then we'll probably have to come back and get more food from you, I'm sure, as these fish grow, right?
Yes, we want them to grow.
Just like that, we got all the fish bagged up, ready to go back to the Fish King warehouse. Let's go there, acclimate these fish, and I cannot wait to show you all what these paddlefish look like in a home aquarium. And just like that, guys, we are back at the Fish King warehouse. I know it's been a long time since I showed you all this tank, but this is my 8,000 gallon aquarium. This thing took quite a long time to build. And I used to have a giant catfish in here, but that fish is no longer with us. And no, the catfish didn't die. We found a great home for it here in Kentucky. It's gonna be outdoors in a massive, massive pond at Kendall Gray's house. I'll link all this stuff below too. He's an insane YouTuber here in Kentucky. And that thing is gonna live out the rest of its days there with plenty of bluegill and other stuff to feed on. Now let's go get these paddlefish, let's get them acclimated, and I wanna show you all what they look like inside my giant 8,000 gallon monster pond. Now for those of you all who are always giving me crap about not having any plants in this tank, there you go, you got plants. Now while these guys acclimate for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna go ahead and clean these glass panels because it has been a while. I think you guys are right about adding the plants in here. It looks so freaking cool with the water being so blue, and then you can see the root system. I guess these guys multiply like an absolute weed. So hopefully if you come in here, this whole tank will be covered in these. I mean, from the top view, it adds so much color to this tank. And then obviously the fish should be able to hide under that cover and give them a nice break from the lights beaming down on them. It's a big moment. I cannot wait to have these guys back. There they go. Well, it looks so insane in here. All right, guys, it's time for the second bag. Look at how cute that baby paddlefish is back there. Oh my goodness, they have so much room to grow. I definitely am gonna need some more for this tank. Like, you can barely even tell they're in here. And there's already 5. Let's let this next bag go and see what happens. You all ready to go? Can I get over how dark they are too in this tank? The water's kind of nasty, but come on guys, swim out of here, swim. Swim, swim, be free, be free. I'm honestly speechless, guys. I know I bought paddlefish for the last 4 years, but I definitely miss keeping them in an aquarium like this. You can just see them so much better. And honestly, this might be my favorite fish in the entire world.